good friend, Cody Morgan. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, Kenny?
I'm good, man. Thanks for being on the show. Welcome back. This is your second appearance.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, first time on the show, you was with Wesley Saylor, fellow local artist. Y'all did
Yeah,
music
yeah.
together. Y'all done shows together. Y'all were a duo. Y'all made some noise. I think there was a medley y'all did on Renee and Whitney's show Overtones, and y'all did this medley of some famous songs that got a lot of views, and that was incredible. And I've seen
Thank you.
that medley in person several times. It's cool, and then y'all put "Lose Yourself" in the middle of it. I'm like, what? These fellas they know what they doing. So I just had to put that out there. So props. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done it together. We don't play on stage together anymore, but it was one of our better moments.
yeah, absolutely. So before we move into the present, how's everything holding with you? With this whole pandemic happening health wise, how you feeling, man?
I'm doing pretty okay. For a while, it was definitely something because everything was locked down and everything was closed, and it kind of put music at a halt for a minute. Unless obviously we were doing the online stuff, so that kind of helped out a little bit because you're still able to do that. But as far as like playing and going out and just meeting people, it was couldn't really do that anymore. But recently, since the vaccines came out and everything started to wind down a little bit, we're being safe, but we started going out a little more and networking and trying to do what we can.
That's true. That's good. I see you recently did a show a while back. How did it feel, man, just getting back on that stage and just doing shows, man, given everything is happening? What was the experience like for you as a performer?
It felt great. Obviously, there was definitely some performance for us to knock off, but for the most part, it felt really good. We actually have a show coming up next weekend that we think is going to be pretty popping. I hope so. Anyway, we've been really working on pushing the marketing and stuff for that. So I think now that we're going back into it, it's going to really start to pick up. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. So definitely looking forward to that. Seeing you again, especially with this vaccine out. I see that a little over a million Kentuckians has gotten the vaccine. First or both doses anyway. So that's encouraging. And plus, the COVID numbers, at least weekly numbers, have been decreasing for the last 2 months. So Kentucky, we're leaning towards the right direction at least.
Yeah,
So it's that's encouraging for sure. I want to
for
talk
sure.
about your latest solo song that you did. You released it late last year called Ultraviolet. Um,
Yeah,
Talk about recording that song, man, and what's the song about?
yeah. So like with all the other songs, fortunately, one of my really good friends, Austin Jones, he's also my producer. He has his own studio. Name's a prodigy. He went to school for it at the Lexington School of Recording Arts. And so him and I being so close is really nice because we can get in the studio and just really uh, work out some jams, everything we build from the ground up. So with that song, it was actually funny enough. It started out completely differently than the way it ended up. Now that you hear it on Spotify, we went through about 2 to 3 different versions before we landed on the one that we have now. Uh, the original version was actually meant to be uh, almost kind of hip hop infused, because I was going to have a rapper jump on with me
Mm,
at the time, and we were going to make it kind of like blending the two styles of the hip hop world and my like indie pop rock thing that I have going on. From there, we decided that wasn't really the route we wanted to take, so we decided, because it's part of like an album that's going to be put out in a series of singles, but so we decided, oh, the album, there's this whole story behind it that I've worked up, kind of like a movie. So we were like, the album's kind of like a soundtrack for a movie that's like not going to come out. So we decided to actually make Ultraviolet into almost like a soundtrack. So we watched The Dark Knight, the first Batman movie with the yeah the anyway we watched Dark Knight and we decided we were going to make it feel like a score to that movie because it's kind of dark and eerie, which is kind of like the vibe of the song. So we made it into this like grand like Hans Zimmer style like soundtrack, and then we were listening to it with the rest of the songs on the album, and we thought this just doesn't fit in like in the puzzle of the whole picture. It just doesn't fit. So then we took and Austin actually came up with the chorus, the background arpeggiated like synth melody. He was like beatboxing it out in a voice note, and I was like, I really enjoy that. So we took that and we put it in the song, and now you have what's up on Spotify. And so
yeah, man.
And then the message of it really was just it's kind of about being one of those situations where you feel like you've kind of became like toxic to yourself as well as everybody around you. So it's kind of like, you're ultraviolet in the sense of like, you try to, whether it be a relationship or a friendship or whatever it is, more than likely you're always afraid that you're going to have that outburst or you're going to have that experience where you're going to ruin everything and you're going to kind of like, explode on them and cause the whole thing to go haywire.
Ultraviolet by Cody Morgan is available on all digital music platforms. Go give it a stream, go give it a purchase, and support these local artists, especially during this pandemic when shows are somewhat still limited due to this pandemic, even with the vaccine. But hey, the quicker that everyone and anyone gets vaccinated, then maybe, these venues and places can be more comfortable being, full capacity. We can get back to the resemblance of 2019, before the pandemic, of course. Just putting it out there. So let's have some fun with this and talk about the collaboration. You being the featured artist on Rags and Riches' latest song, Crossfire. Y'all did a music video for it. A couple weeks ago, I've interviewed Tanner of the group. We had a very good chat, and from what Tanner told me, he and everyone involved had a great time with the video shoot and putting this song together. What was it like for Rags and Riches, a fellow local act, to reach out to you to not only be on the song but to do a music video with him?
It was pretty dope because I actually didn't know Tanner Payton. They were friends with Wesley's actually, and I remember I had reached out to Tanner about something that they were doing that I wanted to do for myself. So I wanted to ask him more about like what was going on with it. And we had a phone chat, maybe like an hour and a half. We were just hitting it off. Maybe like 2 or 3 days later, he calls me. He's like, "Hey, like we were really listening to your stuff, really diving in. So we thought like it'd be cool to mesh our two styles." And like, obviously their style is a little different from what I usually do, but I thought it was really fun to hop on there and kind of push myself out of my comfort zone and kind of expand my horizons. But yeah, it was a great time recording it. Tanner and Peyton are great guys. The music video was really fun because obviously I'm doing the space cowboy thing. It's kind of my aesthetic or my shtick, if you will. So it was fun to get out there in some Western attire and really just, being like immersed in like a world of the old West. Yeah, all in all, it was all a great time. Super crazy experiences we've had, like getting mentioned in Rolling Stone was super dope. That was something super crazy to me, just because, like, I'm from a very small town in Hazard, Kentucky, so I feel like, I had a couple people reaching out to me, and they're like, "Oh, I think you might be like the only person from Hazard that's ever been in Rolling Stone," and they were like super hyped about it. I was like, I don't know, but this is like crazy. I never thought that, like, at least at this point in my life, I didn't think I'd be in Rolling Stone, but now we got to work toward getting on the cover.
You know what, man? Take that. You're the first artist from Hazard, Kentucky to get a mention on Rolling Stone. Not everybody can say that. And you put in the hard work. You have worked on your craft. You know, you're well liked, you're well respected. People enjoy what you do, and like you said, man, the space cowboy, the cowboy thing fit very well with you. So it was right up your alley. That was a dope music video too. So shout out to Wags and Witches. Go check out the song Crossfire, Wags and Witches featuring Cody Morgan. That song is available on the platforms as well. You can check out the music video on YouTube as well, and get you some popcorn and enjoy it, man. It's about good 3.5, 4 minutes long. It's a dope video, man. Enjoy yourselves. Uh, so um, so we talked about Ultraviolet. Does Cody Morgan has any more solo music in the works in the coming weeks and months?
For sure, yeah. So I finished a whole album about probably over a year ago, and it's just kind of been sitting in the vault, to be honest. And Ultraviolet's on that album, Sunshine, Golden Hour, all the songs that I've put out in the last couple of years have been a part of that album. So I've been sitting on about 8 or 9 finished, like fully mastered songs that I just haven't put out yet. Because, like I said, I wanted to space them out as singles so that they all got the love I feel like they deserve. So yeah, there will be a new song coming out within the next couple months called Castaway, and I'm excited about that one. I think hopefully people will enjoy it very much. I don't have an exact date on it yet, but it will be out within the next, like I said, couple months.
So definitely, I'm looking forward to it. Check out Cody Morgan on Twitter at Cody Music Man 2. So go check that out. And what is your Instagram handle?
It's just Cody Music Man.
Cody Music Man. There we go. Great chatting with you, man. Catching up with you. I'm looking forward to hearing this album once it's good and ready to go. It's gonna be quite a year for me because I'm gonna play some music a lot more than I've had before. So whatever music you have, send it my way, and
I will.
And I'll definitely will be playing some Cody music in my rotation for sure.
Sweet. I appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate you, man. You take care. Be safe. And we'll see each other down the road.
All right. You as well.
All right. Bye-bye.